Gardenhosers, are you ready?
Let's play ball.
We're ready.
All
Screen Queens, are you ready?
Yes, we are ready.
Crowd, are we ready to Schmoedown? All right. William will kick off the questioning in round one. What is their first category?
The first category is animated. These are films that are animated. And the question is, what is the name of the inflatable healthcare robot in Disney's Big Hero 6?
Already a scoff that we have up on the desk from the animated category. Was the animated category the question that got the scoff? We'll never know. 5, 4,
Baymax.
3, 2, 1. Pens down, please. Kaylin.
Oh, stupid ad.
Degree advanced protection works up to 100 degrees. Be careful, it won't let you down.
2, 1. Pens down, please. Kaylin.
I don't know. I put Big Hero.
It is not Big Hero.
Sorry, didn't give it the letter P.
Go to Matt.
Baymax.
It is Baymax for a point. Haley Crouch.
Baymax.
Certainly is. And Thomas.
I don't even really want to show my answer. Do I have to show this?
It would be good sportsmanship.
He's not going to show. It's that bad. We are tied at 1. As we move on to the next category in the world of comedies. Robert De Niro plays a bounty hunter in charge of escorting an embezzler to Los Angeles in which 1980s action comedy?
How much would you pay for me as like a bounty?
As a bounty?
Yeah, if I went missing. Like, what would you...
I'd give a healthy amount of Sizzler coupons for your safe return.
Can you repeat
We
this?
certainly can do that.
Yeah.
That is what JT rule in the books. Robert De Niro plays a bounty hunter in charge of escorting
I don't
an
know.
embezzler
Goodfellas?
to Los Angeles in which 1980s action comedy?
We're saying like a 10% off coupon or like a buy one get one free? Or...
And we go to 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Pens down, Matt.
Well, it's not right. Raging Bull.
It is not right. Bull
You
is
were right
darker
about
than
it not
that.
being right.
Haley Fouch
I do not have it.
does not have it this Thomas.
I think, hopefully the second word's right. Midnight Run.
That's a point. We hear his fandom. Kaylin, did you have the answer?
I do not.
She does not have it, so now the Gardenhosers take an unlikely early lead here, 2-1 over the Screen
They
Queens.
have Midnight Run away with 1 point. Thank you, thank you. I get to be at the desk now.
I liked it.
Thank you
Damn
very
it,
much.
Bibbs.
The next category is dramas. These are films that are dramas. For as long as he could remember, what did Ray Liotta's Henry Hill want to be in Goodfellas?
You remember what you wanted to be when you were a little kid?
I wanted to be a veterinarian ninja.
Veterinary ninja.
Yeah, ninja by day, veterinarian by night.
Oh, you do the vetting at night. That's nice for emergencies.
Exactly.
5, 4, 3, 2,
Astronaut?
1. Pens down. We go to Haley first.
A mobster?
That is...
We cannot
accept that. Needed the exact verbiage. Unfortunately, does Thomas have it?
Oh, man. No, but I'm going to say it anyway. A cop.
He did not want to be a cop. Did not want to be a cop. Does Kaylin have it?
Exact opposite. Kelly, what you got?
You always wanted to be a gangster.
That is correct. So close to mobster.
I was convinced it was ballet dancer.
It is not a ballet
You only
dancer.
wrote down Ballet Dan, and I would love to see Ray Liotta in a movie called Ballet Dan. I think that's a great film.
So we see early on the teams here kind of feeling each other out, throwing the jab, getting their feet set, a lot like a great boxing movie or an 80s action comedy, Raging Bull. We move on to horror thriller is your next category. Horror thriller could be an advantage here for this one.
I hope so.
Which 1972 thriller is famous for its dueling banjos scene? Dueling banjos.
Banjo's can do a lot of damage.
Banjo. You ever hear Steve Martin play the banjo?
I've
It is
seen him-
delightful.
I've seen him play the banjo while fireworks were shooting out of the banjo. It was the coolest thing I'd ever seen in my life.
5, 4, 3,
I don't know.
2,
The
Crazy
Godfather?
at the Biani House, and 1. Pens down. Thomas, you're up first.
Deliverance.
It is Deliverance for a point. Does Kayla have it as well?
Deliverance.
She certainly does. Going to Matt.
Thank the Lord Tom's on my team, because I don't know movies like I thought.
Does not know Deliverance. Does Haley?
Deliverance.
It's enough to give them the
Scream
lead.
Queens, they live up to their name.
4-3 as we move on to the next category, number 5.
The category is action/adventure.
Dun-dun-dun-dun-dun.
Sure. Who plays the father of Benjamin Gates in the family adventure film National Treasure?
Those are adventure movies more than action movies. There is a distinction between action and adventure, as I'm sure you'll...
An adventure is a movie with the action.
Well, we'll get back to that. 5, 4, 3.
John Boyd.
Repeat the question.
Absolutely. Who plays the father of Benjamin Gates in the family adventure movie National Treasure?
Kaylin's JTE rule bought you 5 more seconds to explain the difference between action and adventure movies, and as I set you up for it, I realize that we're now back out of time. 5, 4, 3.
You're the national treasure here, man.
2,
You're the
1.
national treasure.
Pence down. Kaylin, did you have it?
I know I wrote Chris Plummer.
It is not Chris Plummer, though he is a good veteran actor. Matt Black.
The father of Angelina Jolie, John Voight.
It certainly
John Voight
is.
correct.
No points for knowing the lineage, but we give a point for the correct answer. Haley Fouch.
I had it wrong. I said Sean Connery.
It is not Connery. Does Thomas have it for the lead?
John
Got
Voight.
it!
Yeah.
John Voight is right. There's no H in his first name. Doesn't matter, Thomas. You'll fix it next time.
Can we just stop here? Can we call it here while we're in the lead?
You can take a picture of the scoreboard, but we do move on
We gotta move on
to
with this John Voight movie trivia league.
our next category is in the world of directors. These are people that have successfully directed a feature film. Name the actress that made her solo directorial debut in 2017 with the acclaimed film Lady Bird. And a crumb goes over the audience there. It seems that they have recent memories.
Greta Gerwig.
Not a lot of weed smokers.
It was a film that came out recently that was good.
Go to 5,
So they know
4,
it.
3,
Hey,
2, 1.
let's
Pence
find
down.
out
I have nothing.
now. Ooh.
He doesn't have it. Does Haley Fouch have
Haley.
it?
Greta Gerwig.
Greta
It
Gerwig.
certainly is. We're tied as of right now. Thomas
I had nothing. My brain malfunctioned.
didn't have it. They can get the lead if Kaylin has it.
Greta Gerwig.
She's got it.
Oh, this is one of the most topsy-turvy roller coaster first rounds I have ever seen this week.
Lead changes about, and I'm sure we're hearing about it on our Twitter feed at the Schmoedown. Second to last, the penultimate round 1 category is.
All right, your category is fantasy/sci-fi. These could be fantasy films. They could be sci-fi films. They're not slashers, so it was a bit misleading. Who plays linguist Louise Banks in Arrival?
So there could be slashing in a fantasy sci-fi movie. It's just not the primary attraction to go see.
There have been overlaps, if you will.
The Venn diagrams.
Yeah.
Amy
Right
Adams.
in the middle. There's
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Haley Fouch, do you
Repeat
have
the
it?
question.
I think we were out of time.
I think we were out of time, unfortunately.
We already said one,
I think
man.
we had
We're
already
done.
called 1.
Sorry.
Baseball doesn't have a clock. He's not used to the count. Haley Fouch, did you have the answer?
Amy Adams.
Certainly is Amy Adams. They take a 2-point lead unless Thomas had it.
Well, I started to erase what I was writing Amy Adams, but I didn't. I got Amy.
Didn't have a full
Wait,
head start.
get there. Does Kaylin have it?
Amy Adams.
It's a
She does,
3-point
You're
game.
looking so nervous. You had it on the board.
I ain't had Jennifer Lawrence.
It is not Jennifer Lawrence.
Also a top 10.
And it is 8-5, and so we've seen a lot of lead changes here. Scream Queens all of a sudden with a commanding round 1 lead going into our last question, where clearly anything can happen, especially in the world of romantic comedies. And your question is,
You're in trouble now.
in the film 500 Days of Summer, what actress plays the role of Summer? Is that from... There ain't no
Zoe
cure
Deschanel.
for the summertime blues. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Thomas,
Question.
I got the 1.
I
And,
challenged.
unfortunately, you can't challenge the timing of the JT.
We gotta learn how to count backwards from 5.
We gotta rectify that. Hey, the good news for them is that they've actually saved 2 JTE rules in this round by not getting them in time for round 2 and round 3. Thomas, what was your answer?
Zoe Deschanel.
It is Zoe Deschanel. Does Kaylin have it?
Zoe Deschanel. know.
She certainly does. Does Matt have it?
I knew it was, but I needed that extra second to write it down.
He did not get it, so it is still a 3-point game. Can Haley extend it?
Zoe Deschanel.
She certainly can. It is 10-6. As we get into round 2, William, your take on that first round?
That was a dynamite round from the Scream Queens right here, but you know what? The Gardenhosers are only 4 points.
I only got 5.
Now, that can be an insurmountable obstacle, but anything can happen in the second round. It all depends on who the wheel favors. Will fortune be kind to the Scream Queens? Will they get the horror category? Or will they get, I don't know what's on there, sports?
There is a sports movies category. There is a coming of age movies on there. There's a lot of fodder here that I think both teams are going to respond to. But like you said, it all comes down to the Wheel of Destiny in round 2. Competitors, here is round 2 is going to work. Each team is going to hear 6 questions from a specific movie category that is determined by the magical Wheel of Punishment / Destiny. You get 2 spins of the wheel should you need them. You spin a category you like on your first spin, great. We ask you 6 questions from there. If you don't like the category, we give you a mulligan. You spin it again, whatever it lands on, you must answer 6 questions. Each question is worth 2 points. If you're not sure of the answer, you can ask us to give you multiple choice options, of which there are 4. That reduces the point value of the question to 1 point. Keep in mind, competitors, there is stealing in round 2. If one team confers with each other, they don't know the answer, it can be stolen by the opponents. Keep in mind your JTE rules that you have left and your challenges. William, because the Scream Queens are in a 4-point lead right now, 10-6 over the Gardenhosers, they have the option. Would you like to spin first, or would you like to defer to the Gardenhosers?
We're going to spin first.
They're going to spin first. Step right up to the
They're
wheel.
going to assert their dominance.
They're going to have Kaylin do it. Kaylin. There it is. Round and round it goes. Well, you got to think they're looking for horror classics.
Well,
Could she get it there? Christopher Nolan
Christopher
movie.
Nolan is a director who directed some films.
How do you feel about that? Would you like to keep Christopher Nolan or use your mulligan?
Damn it.
Or use your mulligan?
What do you think?
They're on the fence. One thinks it's a good choice. We got to go to 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Caleb, what's the choice?
Take it.
We're taking it.
We're taking Christopher Nolan movies. William Bibiani will be administering the Christopher Nolan questions.
All right, Scream Queens. Your category is Christopher Nolan, and your first question is thus. In The Dark Knight Rises, who played the character of John Daggett, who is a rival billionaire who employs Bane to take over Wayne Enterprises?
Oh.
Can we do multiple choice?
You absolutely can. Your multiple choice options are A, Guy Pearce, B, Aidan Gillen, C,
Ben Mendelsohn.
Ben Mendelsohn, D, Cillian Murphy. Or possibly Cillian.
Look at with a cut. Okay. 5, 4, 3, 2,
Can we hear those again?
1.
You can hear the answers
Certainly
one
can
more time.
hear the options again.
Your options are A, Guy Pearce, B, Aidan Gillen,
Ben
C,
Mendelsohn.
Ben Mendelsohn, or D, Cillian Murphy.
We do need an answer in 5, 4, 3, 2.
Aidan Gillen?
Incorrect.
Gardenhosers can steal it. Ben Mendelsohn. Give him a point! Ooh. They inch ever closer to the Scream Queens. Can our tickers take 6 questions of this magnitude, William?
There's so much suspense. Oh, God. Okay. All right, your second question. In Interstellar, who played Jessica Chastain's brother as an adult?
Casey Affleck.
Multiple choice. Are these all going to be cast questions?
I don't know. I don't write them. Your answers are A, Joseph Gordon-Levitt, B, Casey Affleck, C, Topher Grace, or D, Armie Hammer.
We need an answer in 5, 4, 3, 2.
You repeat those
One.
Yeah.
That is a usage of the JTE rule.
By now it is, yeah. A. Joseph Gordon-Levitt. B. Casey Affleck. C. Topher Grace. Or D. Armie Hammer.
One JTE rule remains. Those for you, Queens. We do a quick count here. 5, 4.
Topher Grace.
That is
Incorrect. Gardenhosers.
I'm gonna go with my older brother, Casey Affleck.
It is Casey Affleck.
Okay, so now it's a 2-point game all of a sudden. It should be the team getting the questions first, getting the points, but that's not the case thus far, William.
All right, your next question in the category Christopher Nolan. What replicated objects lie in a wooded clearing at the opening of The Prestige?
Light bulbs.
Correct.
Top hats.
Top hats is the correct answer. And it
We
is
are
tied.
tied at 10. The
Oh
Screen
my
Queens
God.
going
Wow.
into this with so much momentum now find themselves tied with the Gardenhosers, who have not had a question asked of them yet. However, in the good news for the Screen Queens, they still have 3 questions to get on the right track here in the world of Christopher Nolan movies.
In Christopher Nolan's directorial debut feature, Following, the main character is an unemployed what?
Can we do multiple choice?
You absolutely can. Your options are A, locksmith, B, construction worker, C, teacher, or D,
Sounds like a teacher.
writer. It's a tough category, Christopher Nolan. It makes complicated intellectual movies. And,
Think-
they're just complicated intellectual questions.
5, 4, 3, 2.
Locksmith.
Incorrect. Gardenhosers.
I believe Guy Pearce was a unemployed construction worker in Memento.
That would be right if that was the right movie.
It was actually
Well, I'm just
Following.
gonna say construction worker
Actually,
and forget
Following.
everything
And
else.
also not a construction worker, and we're a writer in Following.
Unemployed
Writer,
writer.
change our answer to the writer.
2 questions remain for Screen Queens.
Thank you. Oh, it's Marley and Me all over again.
Wow.
Oh,
me.
it's done Marley and Me.
I'd like to just dig a hole, please.
All right,
Bury
Screen
myself in
Queens.
it, thank you.
They have 2 opportunities to turn it around in round 2. Can they do it? Your next question, the world of Christopher Nolan movies.
Who plays the shell-shocked soldier that Mark Rylance rescues at sea in Dunkirk?
Cillian Murphy.
Try saying shell-shocked soldier.
Shell-shocked.
Cillian Murphy.
That is correct. 2
2
points.
points. They're back.
We
They got
are
the smelling
back.
salt.
All right. Your last question in the category Christopher Nolan. In which Christopher Nolan film will you find a ship named Endurance?
Inception.
I'm gonna need so much endurance to get through this.
Oh, we need some
This
energy
is-
bar sponsor.
This really knockdown punch
Or some
out.
sweet,
This is-
sweet alcohol.
I don't know if
5,
I can take it.
Do multiple choice.
Multiple choice. Your options are A, Batman Begins, B, The Prestige, C, Interstellar, or D, Dunkirk.
It's between Dunkirk and
5,
Batman.
4, 3, 2.
Dunkirk.
That is incorrect.
Can they steal it?
Interstellar.
Give them
That
a
is
point.
correct.
And we are down to a 1-point lead for Screen Queens. And I'll say this, they got a 2-pointer right, and boy did they need it, because otherwise Gardenhosers would be entering round 2, their spin already with a lead, although they came into this at a disadvantage from round 1. Gardenhosers, you're riding a wave of luck right now. Who's your lucky charm to spin the wheel?
Well, I don't know if we have lucky charms, but I'll do it.
All right. It's going to get up and give it a spin here.
All that gardening is going to pay off with a mighty spin.
I think I lost the spin right when I answered that question.
You don't want to injure Henry Rowan Gardner's throwing arm with a useless spin here in a trivia game.
Will they land on Thomas Ian Nicholas movies? Let's find out. Why do we have that on the wheel?
We have modern classics on the wheel.
Sports movies.
And they're wearing Cubs hats.
They're
This is what they
wearing
want.
sports.
They're spinning away from the crowd is not like that. The famed Henry Rowan Gardner spinning away from sports movies, of which a couple of his flicks could have been in.
So we're going to be Rookie of the Year questions.
They might be sports movies anyway, William. No!
Will Smith!
Will Smith movies is what they are going to be stuck with. All right. So, your category of Will Smith movies, and your first question is, who plays Ray Embry, who offers to improve Hancock's public image in the movie Hancock?
Jason Bateman.
I gotta improve my public image.
You're guest hosting the show.
No.
So step number one.
Oh, that's nice. Thank you.
We'll take multiple choice.
I can offer that. Is it A, Charlize Theron, B, Jason Sudeikis, C, Jason Bateman, or D, John Krasinski?
Charlize Theron.
That is incorrect for the
Incorrect.
Steel Scream Queens.
Dang.
Jason Bateman.
Give him a point.
Whoa, we are back!
Nothing but stealing going on in this baseball-themed game here.
Oh God, what if they get all their questions right now? God, anything could happen.
Shut up, Biz.
We go
I
back
get that a lot.
to the Gardenhosers, and your question number 2. In the film I Am Legend, what animated movie does Robert Neville know by and able to recite by heart?
Oh,
I like animated movies.
There are movies that are...
Snow
I
White.
guess Will Smith would
Multiple
probably
choice, please.
We can offer that. Is it A, Madagascar, B, Shark Tale, C, Tarzan, or D, Shrek?
Shrek.
Some of those are good movies.
5, 4,
Probably they know.
3.
Is it so meta that it's Shark Tale? I don't know.
It is not.
No,
That
okay.
meta for a steal. Scream Queens. They could get a 3-point lead here if they get it.
Shrek.
That is correct.
They have a 3-point lead.
And it was a horror movie, so of course they knew it.
All right, back to the Gardenhosers as the theme of stealing and me having to do a 5-second count continues. Your next question. In the movie Bad Boys, while looking through old photos with Marcus's wife, what makes Mike crack up? Josh McCoo knows the answer to this.
Yeah.
5, 4,
Multiple choice.
is it A, Marcus's afro, B, Marcus's platform shoes, C, Marcus's short shorts, or D, Marcus's jerry curl?
Platform shoes.
Afro. 1 point. And the crowd does not give a shit.
No one cares.
The crowd is
Thanks,
checked out on
guys.
Gardenhosers. The crowd doesn't get excited unless it's a steal.
Look, it makes sense. They're screaming for the Scream Queens, but they're guarded for the Gardenhosers.
They're guarding the Gardenhosers to a 2-point deficit now with 3 questions remaining. Here's your next one. Will Smith was in a movie in 2015 called Concussion. In that movie, who played the NFL commissioner, Roger Goodell?
Alec Baldwin.
Yeah, sports questions.
Multiple choice, please.
Your options are, is it A, Alec Baldwin, B, Paul Reiser, C, Albert Brooks, or D, Luke Wilson?
Can I get those options one more time?
We can provide that. Is it A, Alec Baldwin, B, Paul Reiser, C, Albert Brooks, or D, Luke Wilson?
Hush falls over the crowd.
B.
That is incorrect. It is not Paul Reiser. The Scream Queens have the steal. 5, 4, 3, 2.
Alec Baldwin.
It is not Alec Baldwin for Luke Wilson, who looks nothing like the actual Commissioner Roger Goodell. Curiously cast, his brother Owen Wilson would have been a more believable Goodell. My personal politics aside, we have 2 questions left in the realm of Will Smith movies. Your next query is, who played the evil Dr. Arliss in the movie Wild?
Kenneth
Wild
Branagh.
West.
It's Kenneth Branagh.
2 points! We're tied! After all of this, after all the stealing, after all the backstabbing, after all the countdowns, after all the JTE rules, we go to the last question in round 2 for the Gardenhosers in the category Will Smith, and we are all tied up. They have the chance to take the lead, but with all the stealing we've seen, it could be the lead of the Scream Queens going into round 3. Your final question is, what Seinfeld regular guest star played Agent J's partner,
Patrick
Agent
Warburton.
T, at the beginning of Men in Black 2?
Why do I get the same degree at? I buy dope, not degree.
Degree advanced protection works
Agent T at the beginning of Men in Black
Patrick
2?
Warburton.
I kept down from 5 this time.
Which I'm sick of doing it, so.
Yeah, I can tell. I can feel the anger in your
Oh,
voice.
wow. I didn't know it was translating on the
It's
camera.
really bad, and we're going to go to 5.
You nailed it.
4.
Oh, that's pleasant.
3.
Can you repeat the question?
Yes, we
Well,
can.
why the hell not? No, we got
It's yours.
7 more seconds to kill.
I can do. Okay, which Seinfeld regular guest star played Agent J's partner, Agent T, at the beginning of Men in Black 2?
I'm really pissed. I can't pull it. I need multiple choice, but I know it.
Okay, I'm back.
Okay, you good?
Is it A, Bryan Cranston, B, Wayne Knight, C, Patrick Warburton,
Yes,
or D,
Patrick Warburton.
It is Patrick Warburton.
Warburton, the putty himself!
For 1 point, it is now
Putty
the
or
Gardenhosers lead.
Putty or putty?
But he was Putty.
Okay.
David Putty in Seinfeld, and apparently Agent T in Men in Black 2. The Gardenhosers were able to pull it, so they have a 1-point lead going into round 3, whereas we've already seen in this game, anything can and will happen in round 3. Each team is going to have 3 questions asked to various team members. The first question is aimed at one teammate. The next question will be aimed at the opposite teammate. The 5-point in the last question is the only question that we ask that the teams are allowed to confer with each other on. Your first question worth 2, your next one worth 3, and like I said, the last one is worth 5. So what we need now is a series of 3 numbers that you're going to give us that correspond to a movie category up here at our answer desk. Those numbers can range from 1 to 20, and I ask now for the Gardenhosers 3 numbers because you will be going first.
Well, I'm going to go with Henry Baumgartner's number 1.
I get it.
Let's go. 17.
I get it.
Yes.
So Doug Williams' number, and
Another number.
There are many of them.
Yes.
Let's do 4.
and 4.
Ah, like another sports person.
To 4. Okay, I'm sure there's many sports, but Jim
4 is another
Harbaugh,
with
captain
sports.
comeback for the Colts. Screen Queens.
2.
That's a fair number.
13. And 17.
Can't take 17
Oh,
already
sorry.
taken by Gardenhosers.
16.
That is perfectly legal, and that is the number of Joe Montana. All right, so
Was Joe Montana like good?
Joe Montana was great. Joe Montana, a fantastic actor. We
So
go
16's a
to
good number apparently.
the Screen Queens are going to have their question asked to them first in the world of 2 points, and you chose number 2, and that corresponds up here at the answer desk to scores and soundtracks. Scores and soundtracks.
Favorite
You're
category.
very good at this. Which team member Screen Queens is
I'll
going
take
to take
that.
it? Haley's going to take that question. I have it for you right now. John Williams has won an Oscar for Best Original Score 4 times. Name one of the films that he won it for.
Star Wars, CTE, Jurassic Park.
Jaws.
That's
2
correct.
points. And the Screen Queens,
See, they know their horror.
I believe they know their horror, and she picked the one with Jaws in it.
What an aptly named team. Do these guys garden with hoses?
We're about to find out.
Great, all right.
If they can, the Gardenhosers select number 1. And number 1, kicking us off in this round 3, is the category of Sandra Bullock movies. Thomas Ian Nicholas has departed the stage.
Can't trust himself
He
apparently.
doesn't want it.
He doesn't
want to take
want
Sandy.
Sandra Bullock movies. So I guess that's going to leave Matt.
I don't want it either.
I've never seen anyone just leave the
He's out.
teammate hanging like this.
We don't know if it's an injury. We're not sure what happened here. So Thomas has returned to the stage. And interesting, William, not only is he back, he is going to take on the 2-point question in the world of Sandra Bullock movies. And his question is, Keanu Reeves plays Sandra Bullock's love interest in what 2 movies? You cannot confer with your teammates?
2 movies. Well,
2 movies.
Speed is obviously one of them.
You got 6 seconds to get the other one.
The Lake House.
1 JT rule.
Speed 2.
Is that your final answer? Is that your final answer? We need an
The
answer
Lake House and
in
Speed.
3, 2, 1.
I don't have it.
The lake house.
The Lake
I would
House
never get that.
is what
Yeah.
we were looking for. The Lake House. So now we stick with the Gardenhosers, and they're going to have to get number 17 right, and it's going to be all up to Matt to give them the lead, or else we'll have to go to the 5-pointer.
We need more
Matt,
time traveling mailbox.
in the world of FedEx, I don't know if you can still make that sequel. The world of romantic comedies.
Oh,
is your category. Remember, you're
Fantastic.
answering this all alone. You cannot have help from your partner.
Okie dokie.
And your question is, what 2003 romantic comedy about a young couple's honeymoon to Europe starred Brittany Murphy and Ashton Kutcher?
Just Married.
And we're going to need an answer in 5,
I know this.
4, 3,
I have nothing.
2, 1. Looking for Just Married.
Oh, it's in the
Yes.
little black book.
Married
Glad I'm not
is
playing.
the answer, and now we come to that
Third
most
round.
desperate of hours for Gardenhosers. You know, William, the Chicago Cubs have been in this situation multiple times in their history.
I did not know that.
But unfortunately, unlike Ernie Banks, the Gardenhosers can't say, let's play 2. This is their game today, and they could lose it right now if they do not get their 5-point answer correct.
Is Ernie Banks a sports person?
He's one of the greatest baseball players of all time,
Nice.
Mr. Cub,
Good for him.
Ernie Banks.
That's great. I think that's great.
And if they don't get it right, it could be considered a disaster, and their category
It'll be a
is
technical knockout.
disaster movies.
Oh, I see.
Disaster movies for the Gardenhosers. And your question is,
And remember, you can't confer on this one.
in Deepwater Horizon, which star of the show Jane the Virgin played the rig's navigation officer, Andrea?
Wow. That's a question.
Wow.
5 points.
They don't get this.
Give them the lead.
Total knockout this screen needs a really good.
It's
Gonna go to
not the
5,
lead.
4, 3,
Can you repeat the question?
2,
please?
They haven't eliminated.
certainly can. 1, that is their last JTE rule because they tried to
If
do
I
it
may-
earlier to no
no.
avail.
That's right.
In Deepwater Horizon, which star of the show Jane the Virgin played the rig's navigation officer, Andrea?
Oh my God, there's so
Go
many
to
marbles.
5, 4,
I've never seen the movie or the show Jane the Virgin.
2.
Yeah.
Need an answer
Yes,
in 1 second?
1 second.
We got nothing.
And your winner,
The Scream Queens have won it. We're looking for Gina
I
Rodriguez.
got 25.
Gina Rodriguez.